Hey, this is Jeffrey from the SW Eagle Eye team, and today I want to show you the mockup for the GitHub integration that we are just starting. Let's jump into it. So first of all, what is Eagle Eye? Well, Eagle Eye does reporting based on your company's email. And if you have a look at the Eagle Eye portal here, you can see that we have a nice report in the middle. And this report is based on something that we call a tag. Now, a tag represents the lingo of your company. For example, at SSW, we love to use the word check by to mention that we checked an email. And if I actually click on it, I can see that Adam Kogan here, for example, has checked 45 emails over the last month. Now, this is all really cool, and we thought, why not do similar reports based on GitHub issues, for example, or GitHub repos? So if I go into the Eagle Eye repo here, I can see that out of the box, GitHub provides a bunch of information, such as the number of open issues, open pull requests. And if I click on pull request, for example, I can even know who opened, here we go, this pull request, which is myself. Now that's all really cool stuff, but I wonder, what if I want to know how many PRs I opened or how many comments I've left on PRs? Well, this doesn't come out of the box, and that's where we thought Eagle Eye can help us. So let me show you the actual mockup that we proposed for the GitHub integration. So first of all, how do I know that this is now about GitHub and not email? Well, if you look on the left here into reports, I can see there's a bunch of new sections now. So email is the report I showed you before, and GitHub is the one that you currently see. And I'm going to talk about comparison later on. So over here on GitHub, I can see a few things. I can see the list of projects under my company. I can see the list of users. And I also have a bunch of buttons on the right. And by default, I can see that the PBIs created is selected, which means all the numbers you see on this page represent created PBIs. Now let's imagine I want to know more about a specific project. So if I actually clicked on, let's say, the Eagle Eye project here, I would be brought to this page there. So this highlights the project I clicked on, and I can see here that these are the 3 contributors. And even more, Jeffrey, this tells me that Jeffrey, for example, has opened 1,000 PBIs in this repo. And now let's imagine I want to know more about a specific user. So if I click on Jeffrey now, I would see this page there where now Jeffrey is highlighted. And I have a list of the repo in which Jeffrey opened PBIs or created PBIs. All right, let's go back to the main page now and talk about the other buttons. So if you actually clicked on another button on the right, such as PRs reviewed, you would see a report like this, which is very similar, except the main difference now is that all the numbers represent PRs. Oops, sorry, my bad. Here we go. Represent open PRs and not PBIs anymore. So it's exactly the same story, just different numbers. Now let's talk about the last report, which is a comparison. So if you click on this, you will actually see a slightly different report than before. So this report here shows me a comparison between emails and GitHub. And you might wonder, how do we actually compare email with GitHub? Well, this is all based on the magic of tags. So the tags are listed here. And for example, if I clicked on the check by one here, I would see these kind of things. So this tells me here that under the check by tag, Adam Kogan has checked 93 emails and also 28 GitHub issues. So this means he used the word check by in both of them. And the last thing we need to talk about now is how to define a tag, because tags used to be configured for emails only, but now we need to configure them for GitHub too. So let me show you the new tags dialog. Oh, actually, before that, let me show you the current one. So if I go back to the portal and click on tags on the left and check by, for example, this is how they are currently implemented. So all these logic here, or all these fields, are to create the rules for emails. But now we need to implement GitHub. So back to the mockup. We solve this issue by adding a tab here inside the tag. And if you select, for example, the email tab, you would have to fill all the information regarding emails. And once you do so, after hitting save, you would actually have a little green tick over here that tells you that this is now an email tag. And same thing happened. You can click on GitHub now if you want to make this a GitHub tag too. And after filling all the information needed, you would see a little green tick here saying this is also now a GitHub tag. And then you can compare both in the report I just showed you. And this would be actually a very exciting feature, and I would love to hear your thoughts about it. So thank you all for watching this video. Again, this was Jeffrey from SAW Eagle Eye team talking about the mockup for the GitHub integration. I hope you enjoyed it, and I'll see you on the next one.